Welcome to Daily Bread. As always, this reading is timeless, which means whenever you find this message, or whenever this message finds you, is when you're meant to see it. So please, take what resonates and leave the rest for someone else. The energy's already been cleared. Let's get started. Let's start by asking Source, what is the energy we should focus on for this message? Source, what is the energy we should focus on for this message? Source, what is the energy we should focus on for this message? Source, what is the energy we should focus on for this message? Transformation. So I see that someone is at a crossroads in their life. Source is showing me someone who is navigating a new space, someone who has broken generational curses. Someone has definitely, so what I'm seeing is whoever you are charting new territory for your family's history and legacy. And it's so amazing because some of you have this super rich legacy behind you that was not rich in material or monetary assets, but it was rich in so many things that the world is lacking that they don't even know that they are lacking. And you are now experiencing an opportunity because Source has been preparing your family for generations to have someone break through these cycles, and you're the cycle breaker. So I see someone who's ahead of the curve here, and you feel like you're charting uncharted territory, but I see someone who's doing this with a confidence that they haven't had before because they are finally able to trust their intuition. So I see someone who is facing change and things in their life with their head held up high and their heart still full and strong, and remembering all of the light and support behind them from their ancestors and their loved ones. Sorry. And so Source is showing me that someone is facing the energy of challenge that comes with transformations with their head held up high. So let's dig deeper into this with the tarot. And please take what resonates, leave the rest for someone else. Go ahead and press that like button. Go ahead and follow. Share with someone you care about. Source, tell us more about transformation. Tell us more about the transformation you're doing. Oh, nice. Okay. A lot of court energy. So there's the King of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Knight of Wands. So when I say there's a lot of court energy, I'm talking about the cards that are above the 10. So I'm talking about the Page, the Knight, the King, and the Queen of the suits. So what I'm seeing here is if someone is on a court, if you're on a basketball court, I see you having success there. If you're on a tennis court, I see you having success there. If you are in an actual court, I see you having success there. So wherever your court is, whatever that is, and wherever that space is, I see someone who is successful there. So outside of that, with this King of Wands, I'm seeing that, yes, with someone who's taken this transformation, you've made transformations in the past and you've been through the fire, right? So you have this lion inside of you that you now know that you can trust those instincts. You can trust those feelings that you have about people. You know how to make relationships. You have the strength to make things healthy. So I see someone who is going to start mastering how they use their energy and how they send their energy out into the world. So I see someone who's really about to start saying, okay, I want to manifest friends that are mature and friends that are stable and friends that understand the strength that it takes to live in the world. So even though you're a healer and you'll find yourself nurturing people is what I'm seeing with this Queen of Pentacles. And here's the thing, you might be a doctor, you might not be. You might be a Reiki, you might not be. You might be a masseur, you might not be. You might be an acupuncture therapist, you might not be. You might be sitting in someone's office engineering, you might not be. You might be loading carts at a Kroger, you might not be. You might be, it doesn't matter what you're doing, whatever role you are, when you interact with people, you are providing healing. Even if it's just when people see you, they get more healed by your presence. But someone is really starting to think, I want to channel more of these healing energies, these healed energies, healed and healing energies. I want to start seeing more of this fun and excitement. I want to see more of this passion in life. I have it in me, and I want to build groups where those are around me. And I see someone sending that out into the universe. I see someone who is, really making sure that they are grounded in their energy. Maybe someone has a crystal bracelet that they're wearing. It's like a shielding, or maybe you have one that has a lot of amethyst on it to keep your intuition heightened. I'm seeing someone who is doing yoga, who is doing things to clear their mind and keep their mind-body connection. I'm seeing someone who's spending a lot of time outdoors, someone who's hiking, maybe someone who is into archery. I'm seeing maybe someone who is into just a lot of outdoor activities. So what I'm seeing for someone in their current transformation of space is that you're moving into a place where you're able to lead in your life, and you're starting to feel more secure and stable in your resources. So I'm seeing someone who may be around their mid-30s at this point, early 30s, and you're finally getting to a point, or actually you might be in your late 30s or your early 30s, or you might be just now getting an opportunity to be on your own 2 feet outside of your parents' home. So I see someone who might be either like someone who's like maybe 22, or maybe someone who's 32 or 33, or in those ranges. You're stepping out and you're on your own. And at this point in time, I mean on your own, like no more roommate situation. You finally have the freedom to do what your space, what you will. And what I see is with all of this wand energy is really releasing, coming out of this space where you feel like you have to keep everything inside and everything to yourself, and you're realizing that you have value. You spent enough time getting comfortable in your skin, and you've done the self-care, you've done the self-nurturing, you've gone to therapy, you've done the work. You are working to actively understand yourself and the things that you need to nurture and the things that you don't need to nurture, and it's having an impact on your money. And someone is starting to say, wow, I'm actually sitting on more than I actually thought I was. But you were moving so fast from this Knight of Wands energy. I see someone who was moving fast, but it was unhealthy, and now they've learned how to go at a proper pace and found themselves moving even faster because they pay attention to what their needs are along the way. And that's how you go further and faster. So I see someone who is really starting to understand, wow, I've already come a long way. I'm sitting on more resources, and resources can be money, but it can also be property, it can also be ideas, it could also be stories, it could also be paintings, images, something that you've done. You could be doing something every day, like maybe you go take a picture of something every day, and I don't know, maybe those things are something that are important to you, but you're doing it because it's fun for you, and maybe you're finding out that you're sitting on an abundance of something that maybe the world is ready to see. And I see someone who's taking this transformation to be a light in the world. So let's go into an oracle card and see what actions or advice we have to close out this reading. Again, take what resonates, leave the rest for someone else. Please press that like button, follow, share. Let's see, what actions or advice do we have for us with this transformation going forward? Breathe. Yep. So, like I said, I saw someone who likes to keep the pace going at a pretty fast pace. And someone has finally learned to go at their own speed, to let themselves be themselves, even in the face of the unknown. So I see someone who is feeling like maybe they were in a desert, but you're ready to challenge the desert. You're ready to say, you know, I have my peace inside of me. I have my heart. I have my talents. I have my skills. I'm ready to take action. I see someone who is saying, okay, be grounded and centered in yourself. No matter what changes in the world around you, Source is saying to remember what the Source is saying to remember what's changing in you. Change is the only constant. I'm gonna say that again. Source is saying, no matter what changes in the world around you, always be more aware of what's changing inside of you. And that's what I'm getting from this breathe card. Breathe and enjoy the experience of who you are and what it means to be you, and really find that passion to celebrate yourself inside of yourself. And I see someone who is finding this source of security and this source of peace in themselves. And I mean, I don't, you know, maybe you are learning to express a new truth about yourself. Maybe you are, like, someone is just really learning to be comfortable with who they are, the influence that we have, the impact that we have, even when we're unaware of what we're doing. Like, we really are a giant. So I see someone who is really becoming more conscious about who we are and our actions and our person and inside of ourselves, and how those have an effect on the community around us and our friend groups and the consciousness at large. So I really see someone who is starting to pay attention to what's changing in you and being able to direct that change throughout transformation. So congrats to someone on this. Someone is becoming extremely flexible and adaptable, and for someone that means unstoppable. So thank you for tuning in to Daily Bread. I hope this resonated. Take what did, leave the rest for someone else, and I will see you next time.